welcome back to my channel. I'm super happy that you're here today. If you're new here, hi, my name is Elizabeth, aka Foxgrove, and I make cozy gaming content here on YouTube. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different for this channel. I wanted to do kind of a DIY comparison. I am super interested in customizing all of my Nintendo Switch accessories. I just love changing the look of them and making them more customized to fit my actual personal aesthetic. So I went ahead and purchased two different products for my Nintendo Switch Joy-Cons. The first is like a sticker style like sheet that you basically just stick onto your Switch and it changes the color of the Joy-Cons. So I went ahead and picked it up in the super light green color, which looked absolutely gorgeous. And then I also wanted to try out disassembling my Switch and actually changing out the Joy-Con shells themselves. And I figured I would do a little comparison, a little side by side of these two methods. I'm pretty intimidated to disassemble my Switch, I'm not gonna lie, but hopefully some of you are also interested in customizing your Switch, and this will help you decide which kind of method of customization is going to work best for you. I also want to mention that my setup looks very different in some of these clips than it does right now in the intro, and that is actually because I have moved. I did go ahead and do this project when we were still living in our condo, and we've since moved into our house, so I hope the changes don't bother you too much in the video, but that is why my setup does look pretty different in some of the clips that I took. We're going to start out by testing out actually disassembling the Switch itself and putting on new shells. So for this, I've worked with Extreme Rate, which makes so many different beautiful custom designed shells. I found their products on Amazon and I actually reached out to them to see if they might want to work with me on this video. So thank you guys so much for sending over the Joy-Con shells. I did actually purchase a couple products myself. I went ahead and purchased a matching back plate for the Switch as well. And then I purchased a Nintendo toolkit as well because I really wanted to use the Nintendo specific tools. I got both of those products on Amazon and I will link them in the description box below. Before we get into this kind of like DIY tear apart our Switch section, I do want to mention this is not a tutorial. I am not an expert. I have never done this before, and there are so many other tutorials on YouTube from people who tear apart their Switches all the time. I wanted this to be more of an overview for you guys in case you're trying to decide whether to use the sticker style or actually disassemble your Switch. So I hope it's helpful for that. I will go ahead and link the YouTube video that I watched in order to learn how to do it myself in the description if you are looking to take on this project for yourself. Alright, so for the Joy-Con DIY portion of this video, I went ahead and used the Joy-Cons from my husband's Switch. I gave him the gray ones that I had on one of my other Switches, and he liked those a lot better, so I figured we would kind of DIY these red and blue ones because they are my least favorite, honestly. I started by just taking off the screws on the back plate of the main part of my console. This was probably the easiest part of the DIY, although I did make some mistakes here, which you'll see in a second. I kind of had to change the order of the video just a little bit so that it would be sequential for you, just in case you are following along. The Joy-Con The backplate did come with these little mesh things that you have to stick onto the back. I really appreciate the attention to detail with this product. It even included this little, like, I don't know, it's like a little foam square that the original backplate has. I did have to take off the hardware for both the SD card cover and the little kick plate. So I'm going to go ahead and take that off now and then reassemble that on the new backplate. Can we talk about this color though? You guys, I am seriously so obsessed with it. I love it so much. And then here I am just taking off this little screw and little piece of metal here to attach that to the kickstand on the new Switch. And honestly, that was pretty much it for assembling the backplate. Like I said, this was definitely the easiest part of this DIY, and now all that was left to do is just to reattach these screws. And yeah, it was really not so bad. And then here I am just kind of testing out the kickstand and seeing if it works properly and just kind of admiring my handiwork. I really loved the way that this turned out. Then I got to work on the Joy-Cons. I was definitely a lot more nervous to do this part. I knew this was going to be a little bit more time intensive and technical, especially after watching the tutorial. I did have the tutorial pulled up on my computer so that I could just press play and pause whenever I needed to. And then I also was sent these replacement buttons. I think it just kind of furthers the customized look look of the Switch, and I think the white and the green look so much better than the black and the green. Definitely an unnecessary step, and I'm certain that it added some difficulty to the DIY, but I am really happy with the finished effect of it. In the background, you can also see that I have the white like little analog Joy-Con or joystick replacements as well, because I wanted those to match the white. But as you can see, there are a lot of like really tiny components here, which made me extremely nervous because I didn't want to damage the Joy-Con at all. So I was trying to use the little tweezer tools that the Nintendo specific toolkit comes with. Those were so incredibly helpful. I did kind of speed up the portion where I was putting the buttons on, but you basically just set them in, and yeah. And then here I am just snapping on the little like trigger button, and then I'm reattaching the screws here. Here I am just attaching the 4 little screws on the back, and then here we have her. Isn't she so beautiful? I absolutely love the way that this turned out. I just think it looks so sleek, so customized. I just couldn't be more happy with it. And then after this, I wanted to get started working on the sticky kind of portion. After doing that, I was like way more nervous to do this part because I don't usually excel at like using stickers and stuff like this. Like I'm just not that good at it, if I'm being honest. So I quickly realized that I didn't bring like a credit card or anything to like make sure that there was no bubbles in this. So I started off by using a remote, and then I had Callie's amiibo card sitting on my desk. So it's actually not like one of the official ones. It's like a kind of like a, I don't know, like a rip-off card. I don't know what to call it, but it's a way thicker plastic, so it worked super good for this. And as you can see, I had to take it off and put it back on. I actually did this several times, and I was so afraid that I was going to ruin it, but I just couldn't get it to fit on the right way. I also tried to put it on while keeping it connected to the paper that it actually comes on, but it was just so clunky because there are other stickers on it that it just really didn't work out. I had to take it all the way off. And then they did include these little strips as well to put along the top. I didn't love the way that they overlapped with the other sticker, and you can see I did actually damage the sticker a little bit with the card when I was trying to get the bubbles out. Yeah, it was just not off to a good start. So I continued by working on the back of this little kit. Also, you can see my reflection in the Nintendo Switch. That's super funny, but yeah, I was really struggling here. I was trying so hard to be careful and to go really slow. And then I finally got something that I was happy with here. From a distance, it honestly doesn't look so bad, but in person, I can tell you that this looked absolutely terrible. Like, it just did not look good at all. And then I wasn't able to get this part on camera just because I struggled so much to get the sticker onto the Joy-Con itself. But it was at this point that I was just like, you know what, I'm done with this. I'm not even gonna keep going. I really didn't like the way that it was turning out, so I just went ahead and took it off. All right, here is the Switch all finished. I absolutely love her so much. These shells have such a soft kind of touch to them. I just adore it so much. I'm really happy with this. I'm glad that I went with changing out the shells themselves versus the stick-on method. I just feel like this is so much more sturdy. Don't have to worry about it peeling off or anything like that. And I just couldn't be happier with the color and everything. But even though I was intimidated to tear my Switch apart, I'm super happy that I did. And I'm very tempted to purchase the Joy-Con shells and the back plate in a lighter green color because I'm just obsessed with green and I want green all over my setup. So I'm very happy that I did this. And I have used this Switch, so all of the buttons are working perfectly. So yeah, I have no complaints with this, and I'm super happy that I did it. I had so much fun making this video, and I really hope that it helped you guys if you guys are trying to figure out how to customize your Nintendo Switch as well. Definitely let me know in the comments below if you'd like to see videos like this from me in the future. But before we say goodbye, I do want to thank our channel members. Thank you all so much for supporting my work here on this channel. You can become a channel member by clicking the join button in the description box to get access to badges, emotes, and a Animal Crossing New Horizons treasure island that's hosted over on my Discord. You can also support the channel by liking and subscribing and hitting the notification bell if you'd like to be notified the next time that I upload. But thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you very soon in the next one. Bye!